Hi, welcome back to day 5. I'm really excited to dive right back in with you to build off of some of the stuff we learned in day 2 and 3 in our sun salutation A's and B's and keep building and learning these foundational essential poses today. And you can find that complete program available on Psychetruth Plus. So when you're ready, we'll start on our hands and knees. So come into a tabletop position, bringing the wrists underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. And we'll take a few rounds of our cat-cow posture that we learned yesterday. On an inhale, start to look up, sending the chest between the arms. Belly drops as the hips lift up to the sky. Exhale, round the spine, tucking everything in, tuck the chin, suck the belly in, and press into those palms to broaden the shoulders for cat. Inhale, moving through cow at the speed of your own breath here. Just starting to warm up the back, increase our spinal flexibility here before we begin. One more round. Nice fluid movement here. And then exhaling, really pressing into the palms to send the mat away from you. And then returning to neutral, let's tuck the toes under, lift the hips high, downward facing dog. And if you'd like to pedal out the feet, maybe bending one knee, pressing the opposite heel into the mat, and then switching sides. That feels good on the low back. Or if you'd like to maybe sway the hips left and right, kind of stretch out the side body a little bit, you can. Do whatever you need to do in this first down dog to just feel like the body's starting to open. And again, we're rotating the biceps out, pressing into the palms, sending the chest away from the hands towards the legs, and lifting those hips as high as we can towards the sky. On an inhale, rise up to the tippy toes, look between the hands. Exhale, bend the knees and either float or take little steps up to the top of the mat. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, growing long. Exhale, lower back down, forward fold. Inhale, all the way up to stand. Arms touch overhead. And exhale, arms down by your side. So we're just kind of quickly reviewing some of the stuff we did earlier so you can get really familiar and comfortable and confident in these foundational postures. So standing nice and tall at the top of your mat, Tadasana. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale with a flat back, reach forward, hinge at the hips, and send the body all the way down for a forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, shifting the weight into the toes. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, plank position. Now spread those fingertips nice and wide, really press into the palms here. And think about one long straight line from the crown of the head coming down the back and shooting out the heels. So really engaging the quadricep muscles, straightening those legs, energy shooting out those heels. Inhale, shift the weight forward. Exhale, round the elbows in and slowly lower all the way down to the mat. Untuck the toes. Inhale, lift up. Cobra pose, Bhujangasana. Squeezing those elbows together, lifting the chest off the mat and pressing into the tops of the feet to lift. Exhale, lower down, tuck the toes, press up through plank on the inhale, and then exhale, push back, downward facing dog. And take a round of breath here. Come back to your breath and your center. Beautiful, yogis. On an inhale, lift the left leg, send it on through, in between the hands, low lunge. Now just take a moment here, maybe bounce a little, feel some buoyancy. And you want to feel nice and grounded in both feet. When you feel grounded, lift up onto the fingertips, and then inhale, send the arms up towards the sky, high crescent lunge. Deep breaths here. Now you want to make sure that back leg is nice and straight. You could always come down to a knee if you need to modify.
But to get the most out of this posture, really sending energy out that back heel as we lift the hips, lift the chest, and then sink a little bit lower into the legs. One more breath here, lifting the arms up to the sky, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Then when you're ready, we're going to rotate the hips over to the side and rotate that back foot so it comes to a 90-degree angle to the front of the mat for Warrior 2, VIRABHADRASANA 2. Now take a quick moment, look down. You want to get your front heel in line with the back arch of the back foot. So notice if your leg is a little too far to the front or the back of the mat, bring it nice and centered. And also notice your hips. We want the tailbone tucked under, belly tucked in, lifted nice and tall here. And we don't want our weight to be too far forward or too far back, but just right in the middle in between those legs. Both arms nice and strong here, like one straight arrow. And the gaze can come over the left fingertips. Breathing as we sit a little deeper into our Warrior 2. This is such an essential posture for yoga. There's a lot of postures that build off of this one, which we'll do in a minute. So it's really important to feel nice and secure here. On your next exhale, windmill the arms down to frame the front foot. Kick that left leg back, plank pose, and we'll move through our vinyasa. So shifting the weight forward, tuck the elbows in, lower halfway down, chaturanga, and then inhale, press up, upward facing dog. Lifting that chest up to the sky, thighs and knees off the mat. And then exhale, push back, downward facing dog. And take a few breaths here. Now we will be moving through our vinyasa a few times during this sequence, but always remember you can just meet us in down dog, skip the vinyasa, or you can take cobra instead of upward facing dog. Whatever feels good to you in your body in this moment. On your next inhale, lift the right leg high, send it all the way through low lunge. Now you want to plant that foot in between both hands if possible. So again, feeling grounded in both legs. Inhale, come up to the fingertips, and then as you're ready, inhale, the arms lift up towards the sky, high crescent lunge. Now imagine scissoring those thighs in towards one another, making sure the knee is right on top of the ankle, and isometrically drawing everything in and up here. Nice deep breaths. One more inhale, grow a little bit longer. And then on our exhale, we'll rotate open towards the back, the other side, for our Warrior 2. So again, we're sitting into this lunge, creating a nice 90-degree angle underneath that front leg. And then really grounding down through that back foot, knife edge of the foot pressing into the mat. And staying lifted in the spine, sucking in the belly here. Warrior 2. You should really feel your leg muscles turned on here, everything working. And then when you're ready, let's windmill the arms down, frame that foot, round the leg so that the heel faces the sky, and then step back, plank pose, and move through your vinyasa. Tucking those elbows in, rolling the shoulders back to lower halfway. Inhale, push up, upward facing dog. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Just coming back to the breath, noticing your heart rate or any other sensations that might be arising in the body. On your next inhale, rise up to the tippy toes, look between the hands. Exhale, bend the knees and either take those little baby steps or jump forward. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, come all the way up, reverse swan dive, arms touch overhead. And exhale, arms down by your side. While we're here in our Tadasana, just take a moment to experience this feeling that you've just created. I feel tingling in my body, the movement, of energy. I feel really invigorated and energized. So just tap into yourself and notice where you're at. All right, let's flow. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Nice tall back here. And with that same extension, exhale, hinge forward, flat back all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Really growing long through the low back, coming to a flat back here. Exhale, press into those hands and either step back through plank or maybe try floating down. Inhale, push up, upward facing dog. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale, send it all the way through, low lunge, and then again, rotating that back heel down. Inhale, the arms up, warrior two. Now we're gonna move on once we feel good and secure in our warrior two here. On your inhale, flip the front palm, send it overhead and behind you for reverse warrior. So see if you can maintain that lunge in the front leg as we get a big side body stretch here. If you'd like to practice, you can take your right hand around back, reaching for that inner thigh. But you could also leave it resting on the leg. Just make sure you're not pressing and gripping too hard. It's really just like a little kickstand there. On your next exhale, windmill the hands, bend the elbow, come to the knee, and bring the right arm up for extended side angle pose, Utthita Parsvakonasana. Now this is a modified version. You can stay here, or if your flexibility is already there, you can bring the left hand down inside that front foot. This is the full version of the pose. Either one is a great option. If you're up on the elbow, just make sure you're not crunching into the neck. Make sure you stay lifted here, really extending out through the arm and getting that big stretch. Now the name of this posture in Sanskrit is Utthita Parsvakonasana. Utthita means extended, Parsva means side, Kona means angle, and then asana is posture. So extended side angle pose or posture. Now we want to really think about one long line from the fingertips shooting down the body and out towards the foot. We're also working to rotate the chest and heart up towards the sky. On your next inhale, come back up, warrior two, and then exhale, windmill the hands down, frame the foot, rotate that hip down, and we'll move through our vinyasa. So just moving at your own breath speed. Inhaling on your way up, and exhaling as you push back, downward facing dog. Now let's move into the other side. Inhale, right leg lifts high. Exhale, send it on through, low lunge. Plant down through that left heel and windmill the arms around warrior two. Finding a good solid foundation here first. And then on your next inhale, flip the right palm to the sky and send it behind you, reverse warrior. Now the gaze can be up towards the sky. If that hurts the neck, you can always just look back towards the wall. And then again, if you want to wrap the left arm around the back, the hand reaches for that inner thigh for a bind, really opening up the shoulder here. Deep breaths, energy shooting out the fingertips. And then on your exhale, windmill the arms, again, either to the knee or maybe coming down to the mat for extended side angle pose, Utthita Parsvakonasana. Making sure that left arm is up by the ear. Sometimes people keep it up here. I really like to bring it up over by the ear to feel that long extension, like you're being pulled to the front of your mat. And check in with that back left leg, making sure it's nice and straight. And then as you're ready, inhale, back up, warrior two. And then windmill the hands down on the exhale, frame that front foot, and step it back through plank. Move through your vinyasa. Shift that weight forward, tuck the elbows in, lower halfway down chaturanga. Inhale, come up, upward facing dog. Big back bend here. And exhale, push back,
Downward facing dog. Come back to the breath. Let's spread the knees wide on the mat and take a moment in child's pose. So extending the hands out in front of you, forehead comes to the mat. And again, just check in with yourself. Feel any sensations in the body. You're probably sweating, maybe out of breath. Wherever you're at, just accepting and loving yourself. On your next inhale, let's press back into the hands, come back, downward facing dog, and we'll just finish out our sequence. So inhale, lift up onto the tippy toes, look between the hands. Exhale, bend those knees generously and try floating forward. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower down. And this time, let's take a little bend in the knees and slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time, really feeling into each vertebrae, bringing some space in the backbones. And then once you arrive, rolling the shoulders back, stand up nice and tall and proud. All right, now we're gonna make our way down to the floor for a little inversion. So just come to sit down. If you'd like to hug the knees in, maybe rock and roll a few times along the spine, giving yourself a little massage here, you can. And then relaxing back down onto the mat. Let's bring the hands by our side, straighten the legs, and see if you can get them nice and straight, kicking the toes towards the face and setting the heels up to the sky. Nice deep breaths here. And try to press the low back into the mat, relax the neck and shoulders, and just feel your legs working here. So keeping those legs nice and straight, quadriceps really engaged here. Work on pointing those toes up to the sky, and then flexing, and then pointing. Just taking a few rounds like this, feeling the differences in the feet and the calf muscles. And then let's start rounding the ankles. This one direction, changing directions. We do a lot of standing and sitting, and these inversions are so helpful for draining the blood and the lymph, renewing the blood into the heart center, and also helping to balance out hormones. And when you're done with ankle rolls, let's just shake the legs out, sending that synovial fluid down through the legs. And then straightening the legs one last time. Taking nice deep breaths. See if you can find some stillness here in this inversion. So now blinking the eyes open if they were closed. Let's start to bend the knees away from each other. Bring the soles of the feet together. And then maybe they stay up here. Or maybe you can take the hands towards the ankles and pull the feet in towards the groin, really allowing the knees to spread apart, feeling this hip stretch here. And again, you might be up here, maybe it's too far away to grab. You can just stay here. And slowly over time, as your flexibility increases, you'll begin to work into this full posture. Supta Baddha Konasana, or reclining bound angle pose. You can stay here, or if you'd like to allow the feet to drop down to the mat. This is a much more restorative posture as we get ready for Shavasana. So if you have any blocks or cushions, you could always put those under your knees and just allow your weight to really fall into them. Nice deep breaths here, imagining those hips getting nice and open. And relaxing the face, releasing any tension in the jaw or in the brows. Refinding that place of stillness. And just acknowledging yourself for a moment for all the hard work we did today. You showed up on your mat for day 5, worked really hard, and now allow yourself to just relax and soak up all the benefits. Stay here, or if you'd like to kick the legs out for final resting pose Shavasana, please do. So as I mentioned in day 3, Shavasana, even though it feels like it's not a posture, it is. It's one of the most important postures. We're allowing our body to really integrate everything we did, because so far we've always been either contracting or expanding, putting weight into one side of the body or another. And so in this pose, we're able to really equalize and come back to neutral, allowing the blood to flow evenly throughout every limb and every body cell. So just take a moment while you're here to focus on the breath and maybe any sensations in the body. Sometimes I feel a pulsing in my fingertips or my toes. So stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like. But when you're ready, let's bring the arms up overhead. Give yourself a big morning stretch. And then exhale, bend the knees up towards the chest. Let's roll over onto one side, fetal position. You can extend the bottom arm out and rest on your arm a little bit here. And then when you're ready, we'll push into both hands, come back up to a seated position. Wow, I hope you feel wonderful after practicing with me today. And just check in with yourself, feel this amazing feeling in your body, and know that you can return to this at any time during your day. I hope to see you again for the rest of this series. And again, if you liked this video, the full series is available on Psychetruth Plus. I'd love to hear your comments and feedback below, so please subscribe to this channel. And if you'd like to learn more about me and my practice, please visit my website, comingom.com. I'll see you on your mat. Namaste.
With hundreds of videos that you can stream on virtually any device to help you reduce stress, lose weight, or just improve your health and well-being overall. At WellnessPLUS.tv, we are dedicated to helping you on your health and wellness journey. Join WellnessPLUS.tv to find hundreds of videos to help you improve the health of your body and your mind. WellnessPLUS.tv. Get well, feel better.